Yeah, I can sit there. So I'm like anchor.
Yeah, or even like just turn it this way. I would be able to see.
Yeah, matter of fact, maybe I can just sit there if that won't be a problem. Okay. This is your microphone. And speakers.
Day. And it's such a blessing, yeah. Never let it fade away. It's all I love, babe. The biggest of a bride, yeah. We are surrounding you, love. You deserve this one more chance. My dear, my dear. Oh, feel mine, let it flow with you. Take the time, and you'll find it's all I love. You. Talking to yourself is fine. It makes you feel much better. Know where to draw that line, my dear. Why do people smile? No one laughing. It could believe it. Someone they will love me. How you doing, boss?
What's up, brother? How you doing today?
Good, good. How's it been?
Something that this place that been created doesn't struggle with, but folks have to go and present show. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like what it is.
Just change it, yeah, every day.
Right a little bit. And slide the chair over to the right a little bit.
For us, we can. For real, with outsiders. To be neutral, like. All right, nice to meet you.
Ouch. Well, Kim, what made you think that was okay? Everybody did it out.
I thought you would have permission too.
It's okay, I want to love that. That's fine. All right.
Chuco's, what's up, Gloria? Celebrating International Women's Day, coming up in about 10 minutes. 2 minutes. You're talking 2 minutes.
That's big.
Two.
Yeah, that was good.
Hi, planes. Hi there. Hello, Constance. How are you? How are you? How are you today?
Fantastic.
That's my word.
Great.
That's what you do.
we're working on getting a mic to be able to, for you to show your messages, but right now I'm just getting ready for the show.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
this is me, by the way.
Hi.
Can you hear the music okay?
I can.
Wonderful.
I can see the gentleman playing as well.
Excellent. You know, there's a chat here too,
Okay.
Constance, so you can feel free to type any chat information you like for the audience to read,
Awesome.
if you so choose.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, talk about it. Just remind me though.
Yeah.
Test 1, 2, 2. We're about to be enrolled in the webinar.
Oh, the webinar is already rolling. You got your first audience number up already.
Oh, bless up. Webinar is up. We're up and running. Sister Love 1, the Living Well Tour, right here at Chuco, 7625 Central. Wrapping up is CAT 911 Community Action Team. Hopefully we get some of the beautiful women, wonderful warriors that they are here in the Chuco community. Come talk about what International Women's Day means to them. Got some young women in the space, some veterans to the struggle. Again, my name is Sir Love 1. You're rocking with Andrew Williams on the controls. We look forward to speaking with some commissioners of the Spark Agropod, the Spark Living Labs, spaces and solutions to food desert, solutions to climate crisis, solutions to emergency preparedness. Architect Richard Nelson up in Canada. We're going to be speaking with some wonderful women from across the country that are commissioners, getting those things set up in their neighborhood. So we hope you enjoy your time, enjoy yourself. Looking forward to Silky D coming in the place. Big up Reverend Mellow Desire to the 1%. Rocking with the sounds of Pretty Baby on guitar. Once again, the Living Well Tour right here at Chuco, celebrating International Women's Day. I think our first person up, correct me, is Ms. Deborah Pearson. We'll see if she's online. Let me check my calendar. I might have that wrong. But yes, indeed. Thank you. Who's that? Who's watching? Who's with us now?
Candace Jackson.
Candace, where are you from?
Candace, where are you from?
This is Constance. I'm actually from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but I currently am in Virginia, Newport News, Virginia.
Okay, so
Virginia.
Yes.
Virginia.
Oh, by the way, sure. Do we have a
Why Virginia? That's a very great question, by the way. I'm a professional writer and a federal reviewer, so a lot of my clients, they relocate me for work, for doing the proposals that I do, grant writing and things of that nature,
I would like to
nonprofit development. So I get to travel all over the country. I've been to California, of course. I've lived in Phoenix, Arizona area, a city called Mesa.
Oh,
I've also lived in South Carolina. I've lived in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and now in Delaware, of course, and then I'm now in Virginia.
well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Uh-oh, something happened. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sister Erica leading that charge, working with some free LA students. and just Chuco community in general. Then we got Constance with us on the webinar all the way from Virginia. She was sharing with us some about her grant writing. We didn't have our sound all the way up, so we appreciate her ability. How's it going over there now with the sound, Ambassador?
Well, we're having a bit of a challenge because once I plug this in, she can't hear us, but we can hear her. So let's see if we can try this.
Okay.
Constance, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna switch the sound to you. So we're gonna do a Hollywood do-over and do your intro right now.
Okay. Well, my name is Constance Jackson. Can you hear me now? Okay. Not sure if you can hear me. You can? Okay, great. I am a professional grant writer and federal reviewer. I've been doing that for about 15 years, grant writing, and I write for nonprofit organizations all over the country. I also help organizations when they're starting out to do the entire, 501c3 process. But I also review grants with the federal government, 2 branches of the federal government, to help select who's going to receive federal funding all over the country. And I was doing that for 13 years. I'm still doing it. And it's very exciting to be on the call. I have traveled all over the country. My clients, whenever there's a cluster, they want me to move or, come to stay, relocate me. So that gives me the honor and privilege to see different parts of the country and also be close to my clients. So I have some clients in California, and I'm actually coming back out there soon, hopefully within the next month. And it's just an honor to be and privileged to be on this call today. I cannot hear you, but I can see that you're saying something. Yeah.
So now you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're having to switch audios from one to the other. So we'll work it out.
All right, awesome.
Thank you for sharing this, Jackson, no doubt. So we're gonna wait to play a little music until we get Miss Barnhart online. She's one of the co-commissioners of the Spark Agropod, Spark Living Labs. And we're gonna wait for her to get in and share. We also have Karla Napper coming in, Tanya Fratus, a project chair. But we thank you all for being here, right here at Chuco, 7625 Central Avenue. The earliest Women's Day observance called National Women's Day was held on February 28, 1909 in New York City, organized by the Socialist Party of America at the suggestion of activist Teresa McKenna. There have been claims that the day was commemorating a protest by women garment workers in New York on March 8, 1957. The researchers have described this as an event created to detach International Women's Day from its Soviet history in order to give it more international origin. August 1910, the International Women's Socialist Conference was organized to precede the general meeting of the Socialist Second International in Copenhagen, Denmark. Inspired in part by American socialists and others, the proposed establishment of an annual Women's Day. Although no day was specified at the conference, 100 women from 17 countries agreed with the idea as a strategy to promote equal rights, including suffrage for women.
Thank you.
Ambassador, you'll let us know when Secretary Barnhart or Karla Napper come in.
Yeah, we do have Robina Ali from, she's in Tanzania right now.
Hello, Robina Ali from Tanzania. Would you like to share with us what wonderful work of women's movement you are participating in or want to celebrate from your part of the country?
Hello. Hi guys, how are you?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi guys, how are you? Hello.
So my name is Constance. I can hear you, but I'm not sure if they can hear you.
Okay, interesting. I don't know if they can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Hello.
He actually shaking his head. That means yes.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Hi, guys. Happy International Women's Day, first of all.
Thank
My
you.
name is Rubina, and I'm joining from Tanzania. I have been working on UN SDGs for pretty much many years, and I would like to wish all the ladies out there, all the women who are struggling and thriving and trying to make this globe happen. I really wish them all well. And as far as the SDGs are concerned, we are more focused on water, food, shelter, education, health, and peace and justice. Those are the objectives that I focus on a lot. And I've been working in Tanzania and trying to connect the other African countries as well as I have worked in Pakistan, training the youth and the women to work on those SDGs.
Awesome.
So that we can bring global peace and prosperity. And that is my ultimate mission, because I think once we provide them water, food, and shelter, and economic security, we will be able to address the issue for global peace.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you. Now they're waving. He's waving. I think he's talking to the audience. Okay.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So should I stay on or should I just?
Yes,
Okay.
you stay on. Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
1 second here. I gotta do a double duty here. Okay, now you got
Yes,
it.
indeed. Thank you so much, Ms. Rubina from Tanzania. We appreciate all that you had to say about sustainable development goals, giving that encouragement to women all over the world. We're right here at Chuco, 7625 Central. This facility was once a place that locked up young people, gave them life sentences, and now it has been transformed with organizations like Second Call. We might have Ms. Petra, who represents Second Call, come up and speak today. How you doing, sir? International Women's Day right here at Chuco's. Miss Reverend Mellow Desire, Reverend Dr. Mellow Desire of 1% may stop by, but definitely we're listening to you out there in the world. Thank you so much for all that you do to push forward the cause of equity for women and taking care of the #1 woman, Mama Earth. That's what we're talking about a lot today. Sustainable Development Goals, how to take care of the planet. And that's what these co-missioners of the AHIABGA Spark, the living laboratories, the solar roof construction with Mr. Richard Nelson are all about. We'll get into a little music, Police and Thieves or something else like that. You're rocking with my brother Creed B on guitar. I'm gonna grab the bass for a little bit. And that's why we need to take care of Mama Earth, so there'll be no purple rain falling. How's it going, family? You want to come talk to us a little bit? What happened at Top 911 today? We're celebrating International Women's Day, the Living Well Tour Live. We got guests coming in from Tanzania, guests from Pennsylvania. We let them know we're celebrating what women are doing in the world. And we see you here all the time, sister, representing, taking care of the community. Tell us who you are and how you take care of your community with Camp 911.
Thank you for the introduction. My name is Donna A. Yes, so actually this weekend we're having a very important conference. It is a conference with Miriam Kaba, who is a renowned person who does transformative justice work. And she's also a woman, also African American, and she's coming all the way from New York to have this conference here. So this weekend we learned about the practices of transformative justice and community accountability. And what she stated, and what we all know, is that a lot of this work is led by women and feminine identified folks, and also queer and trans folks as well. So we wanted to highlight that, that a lot of the caretakers of our communities are feminine folks. And so giving a lot of thanks to all the women that are in this space, that hold space for everyone, for our young people, for our men. And yeah, so we've just been breaking these things down these past 2 days.
What organization?
So this is Chuco Justice Center, right? But a lot of folks representing different spaces in Southern California, but specifically here in LA. We have folks that came all the way from San Diego that are here, all the way from Orange County that are here. I don't know the exact specific organizations, but earlier on Saturday we were just introducing each other, and they were just naming the places, communities that they were coming from.
So Chuco's address here, just for those people that are not here.
Yeah, so this is Chuco's Justice Center, and this is a healing space, a healing center for this community and even beyond, right? We are a space that, we're a prison abolition space where we believe that we don't need our people in cages, that we believe in alternatives like healing work and mediation and de-escalation processes to support our communities, rather than the punitive systems that we know, or that we feel like are the norm, right? And so we're dismantling that type of oppression, we're decolonizing as well, and we're bringing in these new ways of healing together.
Now, do you represent as an organization yourself, or you just?
Yeah, so I am part of the Transformative Justice Practitioner space and also the Communities Alternatives to 911 space.
Now, do you have websites where people can reach you?
We do have an Instagram,
Sure.
youthforjustice.la.org, and also just follow us on Instagram, where the YJC page, the Youth for Justice page, covers all of these spaces that I just talked about.
Now, Youth for Justice. Can you tell us a bit about that briefly?
Yeah, sure. The Youth Justice Coalition was started back in 2001 with a lot of young folks who were fighting Prop 187, which basically made, this was the biggest anti-youth bill that was proposed that passed, stating that, you know, youth that did a certain crime, right, would now have to be incarcerated for a longer period of time, right, skipping the whole juvenile court system that we've had in place, right? However, young people fought against that, and they said, well, we don't need any more of those things. What we need is community healing.
Right.
So YJC started because of those voices, and then because of the work, we needed a space. So Chuco's Justice Center came into place. I want to say, I believe in 2003.
Right.
Right. We were in Inglewood before, and then the whole issues with the metro. There's just so much context to this. We got kicked out, right? YJC and the folks who were in Chuco's Justice Center got kicked out because of the metro link. I believe it's the Silver Line, right? They're going to demolish that area to make a parking lot. And so there was a campaign to ask the city to give Chuco's a new space.
Right.
And so currently we are in Kenyan Juvenile Court, right? This was a place where young people were prosecuted, were handcuffed here. There's a lot of harm here, but now we are reclaiming the space as a space of healing.
Right.
Yes, and transforming, yes. So I'm sorry, there's so much context, but I wanted to at least give you all that much, that this has been decades of work.
Well, the great news is that we're on no time clock.
Thank you.
And Donna A will tell you we're on top of the land, yeah?
Yes, we are on time for them. Thank you.
Indeed. International Women's Day. I saw Luke Picho, one of the organizers with the Lobos, leading our brothers and sisters out of the system. These are some of the graduates of Free LA High School. I'm not sure, Ambassador, let us know if Karla or Ms. Barnhart or Deborah Pearson, one of the other commissioners, came in.
Only Richard Nelson is here. We have a local person from a 213 number, but
Brother Skip Townsend in the building right now. Yes, indeed. We're representing again Skip, the Living Well Tour. The Living Well Tour honored Skip at the beginning of February with the All Eyes Battle for we love you too. Right now we're going live with International Women's Day.
the microphone. The microphone.
Man, I really appreciate being honored for the work that I do. It's something when doing the work and someone recognizes it. So truly grateful, sir, and everybody else, Barbara Morris and everybody who helped recognize that as it's really rough out here, you know, to do the things we do.
Today we're celebrating International Women's Day. And that's why we're here in Chuco. We appreciate it. This is Skip Townsend, the second call. You guys know all of this work. Tell us something that's important about honoring our women.
Well, start with introducing yourself to people that don't know who you are.
Well, my name is Skip Townsend. My name is Skip Townsend. The second call, I started doing gang intervention. I just simply wanted everybody to stop fighting and shooting with each other. But it morphed into something else. We uncovered a lot of unresolved and vicarious trauma. So we knew then we had to get the community healthy. And women play a major role in that. Major role, because a lot of times they're the influence on the young people who are out doing, you know, like instead of calling the police, I say, I'm gonna call your grandma, I'm gonna call your mom. And all the behavior changes all of a sudden. So we gotta empower the women because they are really the major influence, whether it's their boyfriends, their husbands, or whether it's their children. You know, because our children are killing our children. And we don't want any mother that ever have to do that. So much love and appreciation for all of them. And thank you guys for recognizing me as well.
How can people find you?
They can find me at www.secondcall.org. It's secondcall.org. We're right here in the building at the YJC, 76 and Central if you're in LA. If not, just give us a line, give us a holler online at www.secondcall.org.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. All right, Skip.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And it's the sister Petra that we were hoping may step in as well, that works right alongside with Skip Townsend. We see a beautiful young lady over here to our right. Is that Karla Napper here?
Wait. Oh. Well, to our guest audience, we're gonna shift the microphone over to you, so you'll be able to speak to our audience. Carol, you're coming up just a minute. Audience members, can you hear me now? Can everyone hear me on the line?
Hello, I can hear.
You can hear?
Yes.
Okay, please introduce yourself. Give me just a moment. We have to take turns in speaking, so I'm going to plug in your microphone, and then you can introduce yourself, please. Just one moment. Yes, if you'll please introduce yourself, we can now hear you. We have to take turns in speaking, so please you speak now. Our audience.
So you want me to speak, Tanya?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. I'm Tanya Fratus. I'm with Project Chella, which stands for Children Helping Each Other Learn and Achieve. We've been around since, well, it's been 17 years. We're real excited. Thank you so much, Sir Bailey, and all the other partners. I think this is a fabulous, you know, the wellness tour and collaborating with many women, and it just feeling the power and the energy that women and the force that we are here on planet Earth. We're so excited to be connected and one today. So if I could hold your hands, I would do that right now. I'm just feeling just the positivity and the creativeness I think that we all bring to the table, and the intelligence and where we're going to help support not just the planet, but one another. And we know we are one and the same, and to continue to join and change what we see as climate change and humanity back to what our native and tribal people used to gather and perform and enjoy. And I think we're embracing that love. And I'm glad you're doing it online as well. It was hard for me to get down to Los Angeles. We had an equine opportunity and gathering with our foster care and probation teams. Project Chella, we started and founded with just the notion that what our kids needed was something so small, and is what we're doing right now. And that's gathering and giving each other that love, the support. And so our teens just wanted something so basic. You know, I remember going to a home and a little one had 10 pairs of shoes, but out of 10 pairs of shoes, he could not wear not one pair. Too small, too big, falling apart, just was inappropriate. And just one thing I knew I could do was to buy him a pair of shoes. That's it, so simple. Instead of waiting for the red tape and the bureaucracy. And that brings me back to the point today of Project Chella. We're teaching our kids not just soft skills, so probation, at risk, not just kids that are in low income, middle, high. No, we're all one and the same. And the only way that we're going to be empowered and find solutions to all the problems that we're facing now is that we join together and bring all that talent to the table. So what we do now is anything translates to marketability, getting a job. We know that our kids need more. It's not just having fun with the horses, but it's actually learning how am I going to now take care of a horse? How am I going to take care of animals? How am I going to take care of each other? So the soft skills translate into real working skills, and skills I think that we've forgotten because we've become so used to this digital age and living in a bubble, living in our homes instead of getting out and experiencing the other beauties that lie right in front of us in our backyard, if you will. Some of the other programming, I'm sorry, what's that, Sir Bailey? Oh, I can't hear you.
I have to do a sign language. We have to do a little pull out. How are you doing? Project Taylor, y'all. That's Tanya Fratus. She's coming all the way from Chino Hills. And it's that collaboration of the inner city, Los Angeles, right here in the heart of what they call Death Alley, that we're turning into the living alley, the living corridor, with support of people like Project Chella, so we can take some vacations, some staycations out to equine therapy. Share with us, Tanya, the idea that we have with the Living Well Tour and young people starting their early childhood education with an understanding of how to care for young ones. That project that we hope to be kicking
All
off.
right. Yes, we have a program, and it's not just men formation. We're calling it women formation, our formation. We know that we have an up-and-coming generation that is choosing different forms of gender identity. So we are all inclusive, including in all races. With the Living Well Tour, we're so excited that we're bringing that to our young people so that our men, our boys can learn to be men and be proud of it. We know with the profiling that's going on has destroyed, along with drug use, gang violence, just violence, just giving our men of color, our African-American men, our Latinos, just a bad rap. And that is not who we are. Our men now have a special role, and we want to go ahead and lift them up and empower them to take the reins again, because we need them. We love them, and we just can't do this alone. A woman cannot be a man cannot take on that mothering role. We try and we do our best, but we need that role model. So our men are a force to be reckoned with. We call it ours because we know some of our gender and transforming youth are going through changes right now, but we're going to give them a foundation so they can be parents, and we're going to embrace them and give them those tools. So what we teach basically through the triad family model is that home is sacred. It has to be safe. We have to communicate with one another in a loving manner, and we have to make sure that they have the skills that will translate to providing a home. So that is the job marketability. And with our program, we could train them also that they become certified, and they could take this to another level and bring in their special gifts so that they can train others, and we just keep it going. And we want them to be able to be marketable. We want them to be strong and well. So we have to build up our own children and thus our families. And we're going to see some transformation happening. Project Chella also has other programming. We're working with other production studios as well as some of Sir Bailey's specialties. But we are working with Riverside Studios now to provide also another avenue for our students to learn and grow. All right, sir.
All right, y'all. Yes, indeed. And that's Tanya Fratus, y'all. Project Taylor. Prove the triad family model, equine therapy. That's all we're talking about, and space for a living laboratory out there with those communities. We want to give people the opportunity to create business from sustainability. Our first guest talked about sustainable development goals. We got Miss Jade, Queen Jade in the building. Yes, she is. She's here. Empress Jade. She's going to share with us from her perspective what work she's doing here at Chuco around Los Angeles. She's been a community activist for a while. Talk to us, Jade, about the importance of International Women's Day.
Good afternoon. International Women's Day is very important for all the reasons that we know. Without women, there would really be no population of people. So, but yeah, I think it's just really important that we do take the time and thank the women in our lives for all of the labor, all of the work and the push. That especially here in movement spaces, that we're always holding the line and pushing the line.
That's right.
The work gets done. My role here at Chuco's was always a reentry coordinator, but I've developed into different roles now. I organize in several different spaces, but Chuco's is my home. Today we've been at a 2-day training for transformative justice practitioners. And I personally am a practitioner as well, so to get this in-depth training is important. And I'm in the process of developing a all-Black transformative justice practitioner circle, because yes, all communities need healing, but I really believe, and not but, just, and that our communities have special needs that only we understand, and we need our own spaces to be able to talk about the things that happen to us socially, historically, even currently right now. So So that's in process, and because we definitely need to heal, and I believe that that's disrupting the system, because once Black people start healing, they ain't gonna have no jobs downtown. Okay, they ain't gonna be no need for that when Black people are able to like heal and have community. Ms. Kaba and theirs are doing an excellent job busting down the information. It's been very dense and heavy, but it's so needed, and it's definitely time well spent. Like I said, Chuco's is a great organizing space. My daughters, both of my daughters have organized up here, and this is just really beautiful to see the new things that are happening in this space that we took over from the jail system and from the county to turn this into a community center. It's a beautiful thing that's happening. If you're ever in LA, make sure you come to 7625 South Central Avenue, Chuco's Justice Center, and Justice Coalition. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, sir, for always bringing the vibes. And peace and love, y'all.
Empress Jade in the building. Empress Jade in the building. We see y'all. We thank you. Reverend Dr. Fellow Desire, 1% just entered the building. We're gonna give her a chance to just enjoy the space. The artwork you see behind me is all inspired by appreciation of the African American woman. It's created by a gentleman from the Lamar Park, Baldwin Park area, Mr. Daniel Nick Luash.
Baldwin Hills area.
Baldwin Hills, Lamar Park is where he reigns. Even the jungles, some call it. This is his word. Celebrating Mother Earth, celebrating the woman. International Women's Day. Like again, as you said, Reverend Dr. Mello Desire is going to show you the work that she's doing here. We appreciate Empress Jade. I just saw Gloria and Lupita of the logos here, so they should come and talk. And there's a hierarchy, there's a horizontal leadership here at Chuco's, not a vertical thing. So we don't talk about executive directors and stuff like that, but definitely a leader amongst the leaders. Ms. Kim McGill has really pushed forward the agenda of Youth Justice Coalition, which is youth development, not youth incarceration. Plans for healing and education, community. And that's what the Living Wells Tour is all about. Like Ms. Tanya Fratus said, we know that there's healing in being together. That it's the isolation that prisons try to do that continue the trauma and pain. So the Living Well Tour is about being safe, in love, knowing that we're free, with joy, and it comes out in our expression. So let's smile at the person that you meet, give them a hug every time you greet any living thing in life, the flower, the tree, the bird, the bee. Yes, indeed, we celebrate with thee. So let's want to live a world tour. Enjoy. Yes, like as you heard, we're in a spot of transformation. We're still out in the street. There's a lot of police and thieves. We're gonna play that for you real quick.
The peace where we are, day by day. We try to get by you anyway now. Anybody
Yes, indeed. That was Police and City. We're gonna play an original that was Brother P wrote. And then we're gonna bring in Brother Richard Nelson, waiting for some more of the Spark Amplified commissioners. Who you said we had on the phone?
It's William Wells from Encounter Kansas City.
Oh, William Wells, all right. Encounter Kansas City. Encounter LA is a cracking community collaboration here in Los Angeles. I expect it's the same there. We look forward to hearing from Mr. Wells and how they celebrate International Women's Day.
Yeah, somewhere down the line.
It's a parish.
also Tanya has just joined us. I don't know where from.
That's Project Channel. We spoke.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's still waiting for some of the commissioners. Let's hear from the architect himself before we hear from Ms. Reverend, Dr. Reverend Desire.
Explain it to him what we have to do.
So Richard, we're gonna come to you, and once we come to you, you just have to share the work that you're doing and why International Women's Day is an important soft launch for what we're doing with the Living Lab as we honor Mama Earth. But once we come to you, we'll be able to hear some of the other guests, but you won't be able to hear us. I'll be like giving you hand signs and signals and stuff like that. And you know that we want the mic back. All good? Give me an okay symbol. It's all good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can join in if you like. You know, I mainly just wanted to listen in and hear everyone.
We're still waiting to hear from Karla and Seta and Miss Deborah, but we look forward to it. Everybody, it's Richard Nelson. Hopefully let's get a video of one of the sparks coming in too.
Okay. So Richard, it's time for you to start speaking.
Okay. So, Mr. Bailey, very happy that you organized this event and get the connection, you know, to all of the women in our network here. So sound is good. Okay, great. Yeah, so I'm really enthused, you know, that we have had you had the forethought to organize this on International Women's Day. Yeah, well, you know, basically, as you know, my purpose is basically to have innovation that can be available to everyone for food and to be able to grow fresh food in our communities, in our homes, also to offer farmers, you know, a new kind of innovation that is actually profitable. And the reason why, you know, this is profitable and exciting is that food usually costs a lot of energy. And this is a solar design for a greenhouse that can operate in a cold weather or hot weather. Basically, you know, this has been implemented around the world. Now we have an optimum design that we're ready to roll out and get a lot of people using it. It's open source, and we encourage enterprise with this technology. So we're establishing, with the support of what we're calling co-missioners, you know, because we're on the same mission. So with these co-missioners, our intention is to create a network, a global network of cooperative enterprise. And so, you know, we will get further ahead by cooperation. And I think that the women really understand this, and they understand it, I think, better than the men out there, you know, in our competitive world. I think that we're all programmed, you know, to not really work with each other, you know, in a positive way. So it's a challenge, you know, to use this technology and to share it and to support each other. So, you know, because innovation, of course, is a novelty. How we can save the energy, how does the solar energy system work, how do we keep plants happy.
Thank you, brother. We got you. Yeah, we got you. We got it. We feel you.
Yeah.
We feel the energy. And like you said, you put it right back where it needed to be on this International Women's Day. We have 4 co-missioners, one online. We have Ms. Diane Morse, who will be the Bakersfield Island. That's going to be one of the locations for a Spark Agropod here in Los Angeles, out in Bakersfield.
Oh, wow.
Diane Morse creates natural fertilizer. So working with him Spark to even further enhance the amount of vegetation that we're going to be able to create.
Well, that's exciting. That's very Yes.
We also have the project manager for the project out here in Bakersfield online somewhere. We can't find him for the Fizz. He said he called in on the New York line. We want to get him to speak. And we got the musical guest coming up in a little bit with Strong Baby. Yeah.
I'm here now.
Who's calling in
Okay.
from 213? Let us know who you are. We can't see your face.
I'm on now.
So I think it's Fizz.
Say that one more time.
Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Fizz, if you would, go ahead and talk to him a little bit about the Bakersfield Island, some of our intentions, and then we'll jump over to Diane Morris before hearing from Strong Brave. Yeah. Very cool. We're building too, so we got some hip hop to go down before we have the mellow design.
Sure, Diane. You want to go first, Diane?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I couldn't hear him.
Oh, Diana.
But go ahead.
You guys can hear each other, so share with what's going on. And I'll share right here. I met Diane Morris on the 4th of July, hanging out, seeing my cousin perform. He said we were going to connect. It took 6 months, and then something said, call this lady. Called. She said, I'm so glad you called because I can tell you about creating community, creating new spaces for trauma to be healed, spaces for fresh fruit and vegetables to be grown to take care of the sustainability. And she connected me with the project manager for the Fizz, for the Bakersfield Island. Big up to Matthew Cruz. So much going on back out of Bakersfield. And even the fertilizer even is connected with work when we celebrated at the top of the month in Pastor Shea from Love Lifted Me Church is going to be taking that fertilizer down to Alabama. So we look forward to having a Spark AgriPod even in Alabama. Diane Morris and Brother Fizz, talk to them about the Bakersfield Island on this International Women's Day.
All right. Well, I'd like to address the first part, which is my mission with my product. And with the mission with my product, which is created by one man, I'm a distributor for him. I'm one of like 2, I believe. But my mission was to help heal our earth. And that's my #1 mission. And our product does exactly that. It eliminates the chemicals in it. And at the same time, as it dissipates and as it disappears, the nutrients and minerals come back to the plant. And the reason why they've been gone is because they have a defense mechanism that they dive deep, whether it's a fire, flood, or freeze, and they come back after the fire, flood, or freeze is gone. But on a chemical, they don't come back. So when we use our product, we don't like to advertise this, but what it's doing is it's eating the petroleum-based products, the pesticide, herbicides, fungicides, and the nutrients come back. When the nutrients come back, it gives its defense mechanism back. And you don't need the chemicals. This earth is 4 billion years old. We've never needed them. So on my mission to heal this earth and get it on everybody's property, I don't care what they grow. I don't care if it's grapes or tomatoes or spinach or avocados, rice, beans. It doesn't matter. If they were sprayed with chemicals, the nutrients are not there. And we do a test to see what your nutrient levels are on the spot. And lo and behold, they're usually about half. When we spray and an hour later, they've already risen 2 points, which is gigantic to a farmer. It's also good for animals. So that's my mission. Fix the earth, fix us, our animals, what we eat, our vegetables, you name it. Then, lo and behold, I meet Matthew Cruz. That was in June of 2017. And he took my product and he put it on a collard green tree that grew to 9 feet tall. There was 5 of them, all 3 feet high. He only sprayed one, and in 40 days it grew to 9 or 8 feet 2 inches tall. Well, he flipped out like everybody else does, and he and I hooked up. And when I met him, he had 4 homes, and one of them is an old nursing home. It houses 14 men. And bless this man's heart, he's a Korean and Vietnam vet, and he has already, since 2009, an orphanage in Kenya that he started a charity back in 2009 called Pull Up from Poverty. And out of his own pocket, this man donates money to this orphanage in Kenya with 500 widows and who knows, 1,200 kids at one time, I heard. Then on top of that, he has these 4 homes, and he houses homeless and veterans and offers them hope. And when I met him, I videotaped him. And his dream was to have 15 of these homes. And lo and behold, 3 years later, we come across this building that was for rent. And it was an old Weights and Measures building in Bakersfield owned by the county. And we obtained it. We got the keys to it February 6th. We've had it for a month. It needs renovations. It's still intact. They have all the computer wiring through it, but it needs paint. It needs a makeover. And then, you know, we're trying to get a nonprofit going, but that takes months. So we were looking for any avenues of any kind of help. It doesn't have to be monetary. It could be service. It could be advice. It could be accounting services, or it could be teaching or offering jobs. And that's what the Bakersfield Island is. So the Bakersfield Island is going to house several different businesses, and it's also going to house a doctor, an MD, a psychiatrist, and a psychologist. It will have, there's six 18-wheeler bays, because it used to be a Weights and Measures building for the truckers. And so in each one of those bays, we want to have a little office business for any of these homeless people who want to start a business. Because, you know, homeless people have brains. Homeless people have feelings. Homeless people have skills. They just don't have a chance. And it's not given to them. And that's what we do. I say we offer a second chance, perhaps, and even a first chance, because some people have never had a first chance. They've been stuck in a system of poverty for so long they can't get out. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We offer that. We offer that. And so far, in the very short time since we've thought about this Bakersfield Island, I'm not sure the dates and how long ago it was and how many we had over a period of time, but we now have 10 homeless people who own a business. That's our goal. It's a twist. It's a new idea, and we're making it happen. And so I think a news clip came out about us a little bit, maybe a month ago, in Bakersfield, explaining what we were doing. So right now we're looking for a nonprofit, any kind of
she's talking.
exposure. Somebody wants to advertise, whatever. We're open to all ideas.
I can hear you, but well.
If you can hear me now, Ms. Forrest, thank you so much. We appreciate all you have to say. All you're sharing is true talk. Brother Fizz, do you have anything to add? We have some guests here that have to get on, but they can get on with their day. Bakersfield Island from Mr. Fizz, project manager.
Yes, how you guys doing? My name is Fizz. I'm with the Bakersfield Island. My input on this is we are exactly what Diane Moore said. My mission is to push more awareness about the Fourth Industrial Revolution, as far as not just the technical side of it, but everything as a whole, as far as building sustainable economies, adapting to modernized governance models, things like that. We would like to give the men and women coming through the Bakersfield Island another level of opportunities, as far as teaching them coding, getting them familiar with artificial intelligence, those types of things. That way we'll have the means to get to the next level and not just be given certain tools to get to a certain level as far as what we can give them at this point. Does that make sense? We want to give another level of opportunity, is what I'm trying to say, as far as introducing them to technical fields. So that's where I come from. I come from the automation and robotic industry, and that's my place here, as well as just getting this off the ground, like Diane said, getting lights on, figuring out the plan. It's brand new, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, we're just looking to raise awareness, to say, hey, everybody, we're here. We need a little help. And if that's out there for us, we would love to have that come to us, and we would embrace that, of course.
Yes, Brother Biz, much respect. We talk about transforming space here at Chuco's, transforming our lives through transformative justice and restoring the dignity. It's restorative justice, transformative justice. And is doing it with automobiles and architecture, interior design. The collaboration between the Living World Tour, Art Life Live is bringing some RVs out to the Bakersfield Island and making those RVs workspaces for e-gaming tournaments and all the like. So we're excited about one, teaching people about interior design, technology that's included in those transformations, and then all the good that we'll get with the transformations. So look forward to a GoFundMe coming up to support Project Chela, to support the Bakersfield Island Project, to support Spark Living Laboratories all over the country. We still wait for those commissions to come in, but as we do, we're going to hear from activists right here in Los Angeles, and then we're going to hear from one of the baddest artists, most rocking artists right here in Los Angeles. 1%, I met Reverend Dr. Mello Desire about a year ago and continue to see her doing work on people in the same spaces as Chuco's, which is the Board of Supervisors offices, and down at Skid Row and at employment fairs. She's here with us today, Dr. Reverend Mello Desire, representing 1%. And she's going to share 2 guests that she brought with her today as well. So please give it up for Reverend Dr. Mello Desire.
Hi. Hey, y'all. How are you doing today?
We're fantastic.
All right. So my name is Dr. Mello Desire. I'm a housing, homeless engagement, but my main purpose is youth and policy. I find being here in Los Angeles, being born and raised in South LA especially, a lot of our young people are not in tune with politics. And so we have to bridge the gap, especially for our future's sake, to have knowledge as far as what policies are affecting them, what laws are affecting their neighborhood. If you ask a young kid, who's your city councilman? 9 times out of 10, they say, I'm not into politics. That's a normal answer, but that is a dangerous answer because it allows laws to disrespect our kids. And that's why a lot of times they may not know their rights when they're being stopped by police or being racially profiled. Sometimes they don't know what to do from there. So we have to bridge the gap by having a politics and performing arts forum. Saturday, March 13th and 14th in Culver City, we will have a platform where kids not only do a talent show, they can act, sing, and dance, but we will be learning about policy. They'll be learning about their human rights. It is so important for us to come together and teach our kids, especially what's necessary. So come and join us at 6666 Green Valley Circle from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's called The Vibe, where we will be bridging the gap of our youth who will be performing live. And we have one of our mentors, Ella Weber, that's running for Congress District 37. And so I'll be bringing him up in a minute. I thank God so much for Sir Bailey and the Living Well Tour for inviting us here, celebrating International Women's Day. We definitely need to empower more women, more youth to take seats, especially in council. It's so important for us to get a part in law, as well as being a filmmaker part-time. I look forward to shooting films concerning bringing the voices of our youth, especially questions that they need, changes that they want to do, building housing on their own. The government works for us. It's power to the people, not the other way around. So our purpose for the Kingdom Warriors Foundation, we started in 2013, a nonprofit in Skid Row. We started with 11 homeless youth. And from there, they started writing their own plays. They started singing their own songs, and we traveled through churches and schools for the last 6 years. A lot of our youth that went through our program currently are taking performing arts as a profession. And it's not with the care and the collaboration of others to help not only educate our kids, but to give them housing. Housing is the #1 crisis in LA right now. 500,000 people alone in California that covers the homeless population. So we're not going to be drawn out with too much data. What we do want to do is give you an option of required for action where you can join us and actually help build housing. So there will be opportunity March 13th and 14th at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. in Culver City. We will have an open mic as well as sign up positions for youth who want to be involved in their community so they can actually learn how to build housing and what really causes the root homelessness of LA. So right now I want to bring up one of our youth mentors. Her name is Nikki Grimmy, and she's going to be singing in honor of International Women's Day. We Rise.
But before you do that, how can people reach you?
Oh, sure. So they can reach us. They can call us at 323-884-8583. We're available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Also, we are a cross-crisis hotline. So if you have a young person or anyone that wants to speak to somebody feeling depressed or going through the motions, they can call us at any time. They can also visit our website, onepercentage.org. That's ONEPERCENTAGE, One Percentage. One Percentage stands for 1%.org. That way, 1% of resources, time, and income from everybody, no exceptions, that will help reduce homelessness, incarceration, and violence. That's the 3 biggest issues that are affecting urban youth as well as Los Angeles. So if you want to join our movement, please come on by March 13th and 14th, this Friday and Saturday in Culver City, or you can go on our Facebook for more information or call us at 323-884-8583.
And your Facebook pages?
The Kingdom Warriors Foundation, or you can visit the 1% campaign. Both you can find similar information on how to join and actually how to make a change in your neighborhood. Right now we're looking to build mentors. We're looking for like minds to come together and really change the systematic problems that we have in LA. Incarceration, homelessness, and violence, they all lump together. And it's the same demographic of people that's affected. So we want to change the dialogue and have power to the people where they have positions of not just jobs, but become entrepreneurs. And we can't do it until we come together as one. So Dr. Mello Desire from the Kingdom Warriors Foundation, and now I want to present our youth mentor, Nikki Grimmy.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi. I'm not really good with speeches, so I'll just let my song do the talking for me. When you're broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna walk it out and move mountains. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Isn't quiet. Feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying. I promise you will bring this world to its feet and move. We'll move mountains. We'll bring it to its feet. We'll move mountains. And I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up. In spite of the ache, I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again.
All right. Thank you, Nikki. We'll rise up. That song never, ever gets old. That is one of our theme songs where we have to continue to rise up, no matter what the obstacles are. So March 13th and 14th is a sample of where we will bring together our young people who have talent. And songs like A Change Is Gonna Come or Feeling Good from Nina Simone will be the theme songs. And we're looking for artists to dance, sing, act these particular songs because the message doesn't change. Change is gonna come, and it's coming right now. So the next person I want to bring up is Errol Weber. He's actually running for Congress 37th District, and he is a youth powerhouse, youth inspired, and really want to teach our kids politics. And so here we are, Errol Weber.
Thank you all so much for having me this afternoon. I'm going to raise this up a bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Excellent. So my name is Errol Weber, candidate for Congress in California's 37th Congressional District, which spans everything from Beverlywood and Miracle Mile and Mid-City to Century City, Culver City, Mar Vista, Palms, Baldwin Hills, Laverne Park, Ladera Heights, View Park, Crenshaw, and South LA. This district has been, I would say, in a perilous state for more than a decade. And I believe that it's time that we have fresh eyes and fresh policy making coming to this district. This district has, not to get too much into numbers, but this district is 25% Black. And the median income is $46,000 a year, meaning half of this district is living at or under $46,000 a year. We have a lot of work to do when it comes to the economy. We have a lot of work to do when it comes to education. And on my campaign materials, you'll see that 3 of the core things that I want to do throughout my campaign is to engage the community, educate the community, and empower the community in that order. Because we cannot, as a Black community, continue to bring uneducated voters to the polls because we will continue to hurt ourselves. What do we need to do in this district? I believe that all of the initiatives that this district could benefit from boil down into 3 main categories. The first is to make America safe. The second is to make America educated. And the third is to make America prosperous. In making America safe, we need to do things like improving police-community relations, because we cannot continue down a path of us versus them. Because we've seen the hurt and damage that happens over the past 40, 50 years when we have this us versus them relationship with the police. We need to recognize that members of law enforcement are not separate from the rest of the community, but are an integral part of the community. Another thing that is important is for criminal justice initiatives that curb recidivism and prevent future criminality so that we can keep our Black community out of jail. Another thing that is, so we have other things on here, and you guys can read my platform online at twitter.com. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. One of them is homelessness and addressing things like drug use and criminal behavior, and how do we go about fixing that. One of the things I like to point out when addressing such a big issue as homelessness is that we have to recognize that a failure on the federal level to adequately address key federal issues has a negative rippling effect on state level issues when it comes to quality of life. So we need better and we need more out of our lawmakers. Then the other thing that we need to do when it comes to helping our community is working in the field of education. We need to promote, just as we would parents and students having the choice of which college they go to, they also need to have the choice of which high school and middle school they go to, depending on what their aspirations are. Another thing that's important is ensuring that we push financial literacy in middle school and high school so that we have people who are empowered once they're leaving high school. And finally, ensuring that we bring the skilled trades and the arts back to our schools and civics so that we know about our government, we know how our government works, and we know how and we know how we can get involved and make a change in our community. This coming week, on Friday and Saturday, the 13th and 14th, I will be one of the presenters at an event called The Vibe. And I invite you all to come and check it out. It's going to be from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 6666 Green Valley Circle in Culver City. I would love to hear from you because these issues that happen here in the 37th district, they all affect us, and we need to have new representation. And I'm excited to hear from you. You can find out more about me at Weber2020.com. Again, that's Weber2020, WEBBER, Weber2020.com. Thank you all so much for your support.
All right, thank you, Harold. So that wraps up a few of our guests from the 1% campaign, and we hope to see you at Green Valley Circle, 666 Green Valley Circle in Culver City at the Vine. Lastly, I would like to thank and urge all of the activists to come together once and for all in 2020. However it looks like, never have business as usual. Let's come together and really break the systematic strongholds in our neighborhood. And that comes through compromise, working together, and partnership. So thanks again, and I thank all the women and hope bless them for International Women's Day. And I appreciate being with you guys today. All right, it's Mellow Desire from the Kingdom Warriors Foundation. I'm out.
Yes, indeed. We're still here out here at Chuco, starting off on the Living World Tour. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself thinking about sustainability, sustainable development goals, and International Women's Day are hand in hand, you know what I mean? Loving Mother Earth. So who is Karla Pathway Initiative? KPI. We love to
unmute yourself.
Yeah, if you would like to introduce yourself, Kanita API, unmute yourself really quickly and let us know who you are, particularly if you're a Scout Agri Commissioner.
Well, hello. Do you want me to say something about the organization? Hello.
Hey, how are you? I see you.
No.
Hey, I see you. Kanita Pathway Initiative. We're here and we're celebrating all the great work that women do on this International Women's Day. Talk to us about the work you do really quickly, please.
So, Going to Pathway Initiative is a nonprofit organization that was organized to change the trajectory of wealth for underserved people, and building a pathway towards manufacturing, training of agricultural endeavors from hemp to vegetable farming and that type of thing, so that we can create our own food sources. It is in its very early stages, and I'm using their platform to join you today. But I actually am part of the commissioners, the PodNet commissioners with Richard Nelson too. So we are a network of people that are like-minded, and I'm happy to be here with you all today.
Share with us one more time out loud. We're so glad that you're in. And what state are you in? And give us your name one more time.
So my name is Karla Napper. I am actually the agent for Coinda Pathway Initiative, and I'm also a pioneer. I think that's what you call it.
This is Karla Napper, and you're in Florida, correct? That's in Florida?
I'm actually in Washington State, Olympia, Washington. So I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
What are some, one of the largest challenges and one of the biggest rewards to getting involved in this commissioner sustainable development project with the AHIABGA?
Well, to me, one of the most important things is that, and I spoke about this briefly the other day, is how important it is to have what I call electric food. You know, we are a live human species, and we need food that's alive. And to have a healthy mindset, you have to feed the body healthy things. And I believe that one of the issues that we have in our society right now is that we have a lot of toxicity, and I think it's food-based. And so the ability to have fresh produce and fish, you know, locally, I think is a step in the right direction towards cleansing people's bodies. When you cleanse the body, you cleanse the mind, you cleanse the soul. So that's why I'm very excited to be a part of this group.
We're very excited to have you with us, Karla Napper here. Thank you so much. I was always thinking of the Washington, D.C. I'm so excited to know we can bring some students up.
You absolutely can. You
Yeah,
absolutely
the
can.
one and only the Living World Tour did a support for a fraternity at Walla Walla, Washington.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Competition. So we brought some music and that the atmosphere of community engagement to their event. And they actually won the contest.
Oh, wow.
Yes, indeed. That's Karla Napper here, family, all the way from Olympia, Washington. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we're still waiting for a couple other co-commissioners to come in, and what we do, we're going to progress you with some music. We want to continue to see our physical worlds transform. The most valuable asset to our physical world is us, the human species, the living species. So it's the arts, the music, the movies, the books that impact our thinking and how we feel. So I'm going to bring up an artist that I'm excited to know. Me and my son, we're starting this strong band, AHIABGA-TV.com. We're finding the clothes at Triunity Clothing. Check this out. I think this one will start off called Butterflies. It's doing La Vie en Rose. You can find La Vie en Rose on the Global Compact CD that's got to be coming out in a little bit. I think that's what it's called. Ambassador's looking at me like, that ain't the name of it.
It's Water in the Fields of Humanity. That's where.
Oh, Water in the Fields of Humanity.
Yeah, with Adam Greenwell.
Yeah, with Adam Greenwell. This is a project has music from Miss Anika Best, music from Jenny Meatballs Carrington. And Yaya has a song on there too, actually. Beware, and La Vie en Rose.
Or you can move it down. Yeah, whatever's good for you.
give up, never, never give up, never give up, ever, never, no matter what. Never give up, giving without staying again, see how it play out. We never know how things will go. You can do all things with joy. You don't have to fear again, not ever. No, never. I say never give up, never give up, never, never give up. Never give up, ever, never. Out to bring the sky together, so heart and mind, soul and soul, everything.
One love.
Thank you, Chuco, good rocking. Gobernadores.
You got it. Sorry about that. Good.
Well, so that MC really cool, we're at Freedom High School, also back at Chuco, we also have high school in recording arts, big up TC, number TCLS and 27, but not upset. The studio directors, Corey and Scott Tenacity, big up for a lot of hip hop gets created here. Love to hear something from Strawberry Day right here, not very long.
I know I punched that. Although they have trouble finding me.
Check. Gather round. I can start it, gather round. Grab a hand, sit down. Just pay attention. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I said there once was a boy named Timmy. And Timmy loved Sally, but Sally didn't love Timmy. So Timmy just had to manage, follow his dreams and grab it. Hip hop is just like a rabbit. I'm slip back to rapping, go back into music. I tell these people I do it. Run. I do it for hip hop, I do it for my people. Giving y'all the truth from the outlaw to you, the slasher, mind master. Use it for good, I'm posted in hoods, and I'm posing for these poses who supposed to be good. Put them to shame with my name, strong break coming to you. Live and direct, live and direct. Said live beyond roads, in the garden of love. Playing elephants, jumping, Louis Armstrong songs. I need someone who cares. You can see the rose colored glasses I wear. Live beyond roads, as time goes by, the space gets smaller. Neighbors 2 steps away, but don't bother the holler. We are a community, so we need to communicate. Together, rather than separate. Live beyond roads, in the garden of love. Playing elephants, Gerald, Louis Armstrong songs. I need someone who cares. You can see through the rose colored glasses I wear. Live beyond roads, never throwing fits like Gerald. Ella, I just want to play with you forever. Louis, this is that music. Bring us all together, only put love into it. This is how I do it. Time is no matter, moving on and on and on. Push up and take us, get up and stand tall. There's no yesterday and there's no tomorrow. Let's dance away on the plane and see mountains. Let the voice pull you out of the darkness, and we all move like the waves of the sea. All as one, but still free to be. Its own current, if ever current free. I'm on a cruise at midnight. Stars in the sky, Louis Armstrong playing, everything is alright. It's alright. Live beyond the road, love. Playing elephants, Gerald, Louis Armstrong songs. I need someone who cares. You can see the rose colored glasses I wear. Live beyond roads, I'll be gone for years. I'll be gone for years.
Yes, yes, yes. All right.
Bless up all the queens. I was inspired to do this song from Ella Fitzgerald. And I love Ella. We listened to her at 13 at night with my sisters. House requested one more. Let me see if I have this one. Just as we hear, we practice. Oh yeah. Let's try it out. Let's try this one out. Let's try this one out. Yeah. 222. Search it up on YouTube. Strong Brave Yaya. Then put 2. The time D22. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Said, what's my name? Yaya. Rashapino Abla. That means I speak no evil. Only because of people. All these things is see-through. Me on rock, stop there. Get your knowledge, all my knowledge. Get on the mic, just go you talking, talk this night. Don't want to follow. Words that right, let me have this swallow. To the enemy, look me up, I'm going through walls. I'm an excellent model, and it's never cheap tomorrow. You never would ever be that so safe and never. I'm ready to get it together like
Andrew.
Never mind. Hey, nothing up every day. So nothing I choose, and then I can keep putting that pressure on you. Dropping the pressure off me, turning it down. I'm trying to wake up and often easy to see. Rolling with no ID. That's why I'm tricky. And I'm like, why does this move? It's so good to do. I learned my lesson, and if I bring turning into blessings, you know I stay in the West End, let me go to the East. Yeah, the land of the king. Ethiopia, don't act like I just told you once. This is time for Exodus. I used to be so blessed for love. Now I'm focused on truth. And it's one of the best in the truth. And here is the truth. Wow. But it's the FTV, FO validation, interchange. I still know I'm king. Working on my patience. I can't take it. All the stuff I see, they imagination. Cases for days never squeezed, plus the real ease, really kept the peace, and will live forever up in heaven. Never D.I.E. Only brothers, G.O.D. If you don't know him, you don't know me. But yeah. Yeah. Yes, Stronghold Yaya, brother, StrongholdYayaMusic.com. Like you said, it's inspired by Ella Fitzgerald. Right here at Chuco's, we battle against this war on drugs every day. And I'm always reminding the students and the social studies teacher teaching English right now, this war on drugs was started over the music. We started to keep Billie Holiday quiet when she sang Strange Fruit. When she talked about the fact that people were being hung and killed at a greater level, even in the times of slavery. And then in order to silence her, brought up heroin addiction. At the same time, there were other actors and actresses that were addicted, and they were recommended rest and rehab, where Billie Holiday was incarcerated, had her cabaret card taken away so she couldn't earn a living anymore, continuously isolated. And it is the example of how the war on drugs is inequitably battled, destroying and decimating some communities when what we really need is help and healing. But that's all changing right here. Chuco's Youth Justice Center. You just heard from Mellow Desire. You heard from Tanya A. You heard from people all over the country about sustainable development goals. And it doesn't start with just the planet, damn it starts with the people. So we thank you all, the women in the earth. We thank you, mothers, for giving birth to us, taking care of planet Earth. Who we got on there?
We got 2 new people coming in. I don't know.
Oh, God, we probably got some more commissioners. We got a chance to talk to Karla Napper and Olympia Washington. Who do we have at the phone number? Well, let's see.
You got 213 and you got 856.
850 was set up Barnhart. How you doing? Hello?
6, please announce yourself.
This is Seta Barnhart from Florida. How are you guys?
Florida. We're at least fantastic. Look, we need you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Seta Barnhart, down here in North Florida, working in agriculture, doing a neighborhood collection of foods and doing a CSA out of the group of farmers I've been working with for the last 7 years. That's what my contribution is in agriculture. We are a farming family, African American, and doing what we can to bring fresh food into our community.
And correct me, this is Seta, correct? Seta?
And
yes, it is.
Repeat.
Yeah.
If you would please repeat everything you just said. We didn't have our mics plugged in. We thank you so much. Where are you calling in from? What has brought you to be a commissioner of the Spartan AHIABGA-TV? What are some challenges and rewards to doing that? And we thank you again for celebrating International Women's Day with us.
Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of the call. So repeat that question again. Let me make sure I answer it correctly.
Your involvement with being a commissioner with the AHIABGA-TV, the Spark Living Laboratory, what brought you into that? Yeah, let's stay right there.
Okay, so yes, we have been in, I would say, correspondence and conversations over the last year or so to bring these AHIABGA-TVs to life. I think they are an excellent tool we can use in our communities to really supplement what farmers are doing in ground, because we know the weather patterns are affecting all of our crops, and it gives us an opportunity to do more in-house or covered growing in a more formatted way to supplement what we're doing. We have had some challenges in getting some up and running, but we do have the vision to be a part of it and for it to have an impact for all of what we're trying to do, at least in North Florida for what I'm working with. And then I know I have partners Like I don't know whether Karla's on the line or not, out in Ohio and California and Texas. We're trying to get these units up and operational. That's what we've been working on.
Thank you so much. In your vision, are you envisioning multiple AHIABGA-pods supporting a transition from houseless community, or is this something for communities already in establishment? And what challenges are you facing right now? What challenges to getting it done?
Challenges getting done is, I think, pinning down funding one, and consistency of information. I would say that would be the biggest thing. When I first looked at it, I think the thing that drew most was a unit called the Life Pod. Quite interesting unit that had a 4-tier system, and in that 4-tier system, it also included the aquaponics unit, which was very unique. And then it was the smaller scuds. I think you guys are looking at the scuds, which are the smaller units to do for education on school sites. And I guess really pinning down which one we were going to manufacture first has been the greatest challenge. So that's where we're standing with getting clarity on which unit would be the most feasible to start with to get it up and growing. Or going.
If you could, share with us a work of art that has inspired you. It's inspired your life, a book, a movie. Right here, we love to use the arts to inspire our young people. What's something that has inspired you to live the life you're living?
I'd love to answer that question, but I'm barely hearing you, sir. Can you? I'm going to try to get on the computer, see if that comes through a little bit clearer. That question again, please.
The question is a work of art, a book, a movie, your favorite record. Show us a work of art that has inspired your life and or the work that you do.
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
Hi, Seta.
Hold on
it's
one
Richard
second.
here. Do you hear me
Yes.
okay?
I can hear you okay. I can't hear sir okay, but I can
yeah,
hear you.
I think it's the mic. Yeah, if you could say something about a work of art, a book, a play, or something that's inspired you for Women's Day. Yes.
Okay, well, here's my inspiration, and I wish it was a woman that inspired me in regards to this, but I have to say that there are two very inspirational persons from what I'm doing. The reason I started what my company is called Seed Time Harvest Farms, the reason I started it was I watched my husband's family is a farming family in a rural community in North Florida. And what I watched was one day we pulled up on the yard and he had this pile of beautiful golden zucchini that was set for one of the farm share units to come and take off to supply to people because they were giving it away for free. They had so much of it. And there was no one to put it on the truck. So they left it there to waste. And I remember asking my father-in-law, Daddy, could I just take a few and see if some of my friends wanted? And that was what started the grocery bag delivery services. It was seeing so much food that was just going to waste. It was not a food shortage problem, but it was a distribution problem. And so my father-in-law was maybe one of the first ones that inspired me to do something in regards to the movement of food. The book that I would say is my greatest inspiration is one called Green Power. There's a man named AHIABGA-TV. And he was one of the funders of the movement when Martin Luther King and those were marching. He was into two things. He was into farming and finance, which are things that I'm still into too. I do financial services as my other job when I'm not farming. But his whole ability to combine those two mediums, working with people in insurance and teaching them about investments, and then working with the agriculture and bringing those things into light and creating finances. he was the one that funded when they all went to jail. He was the one that got them out because he had enough money to be able to do so. So in the words of farming, those are the ones that I have found to be my heroes, so to speak. And it's not a woman that I've seen in farming per se, but I have seen some men who at least set a precedent. And then for many of the farmers that I work with in my area, it was husbands and wives teams. They were women working in the fields that just helped teach me about what I need to do in agriculture. And in the ingenuity of women, just the ingenuity of us finding and creating and digging in the earth and coming up with how we eat, how we live. My mother-in-law is probably one of the innovative ones because no matter what they grew, she found a way to make it taste good. So those are the things I think that influenced me regarding women or just in general regarding agriculture. It's one of those things that, Mother Earth is going to continue to produce for as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest will never cease. That I've found to be true. We always have food. We have a distribution problem and we have a soil problem, which is why these agropods come into play and bring another medium for us to be able to grow nutritious food. Our challenge is we can grow food, but is it really giving us what we needed to grow? And in these systems, again, we can help to build the nutritional value of the food, thereby bringing us a better product and better health. Those are the things that I found most important.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Setter. Thank you, Ms. Setter. I want to make sure we introduce Diane Morris because her fertilizer is going to be a great help. Like we said, we're transforming the planet, but we can't transform the planet without transforming ourselves. And the work of the logos here at Youth Justice Coalition, leading our brothers and sisters out of the system, as well as just the Youth Justice Coalition in general, is pretty amazing. And before these two women step out, I'm hoping that they'll say a little something about the work that women are doing here in Los Angeles. Women like Kim McGill, Melina Abdullah, and themselves. This is Gloria and Lupita of Youth Justice Coalition on International Women's Day. We're talking to women in Tanzania, talking to women all over the world.
Oh, where's this camera? Hello, my name is Lupita. I'm a youth organizer here at the Youth Justice Coalition. Our organization is full with people that are system impacted and formerly incarcerated. We also have a high school. We practice transformative justice at the school. We also run women's circles. I and Gloria are the coordinators for the women's circle. We also have legal clinics every second and fourth Saturday of the month. We also have transformative justice circles, practitioners with people that are doing TJ come together every third Wednesday of the month. And we also have like a community attorneys to 911 meeting every third Thursday of the month. So that's the kind of work we do here.
Rock and roll, this is our brothers and sisters out of the system. Yes, indeed. It looks like we're getting really close to our wrap-up time. It's almost 7 o'clock.
Ask who this is.
Who is, what's the number?
213.
Who is that? 213
590 3337.
3337. Please announce yourself.
They're there, but not saying anything.
Hello, sir. Richard, sir.
Yeah, we hear you. Go forward.
Oh yeah. No, it's Sid with the Bakersfield Island. I spoke already. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Sid. Thank you. So like we said, we like to celebrate the arts in politics, arts in transforming society, starting with ourselves. This young man inspired a school to move from Minnesota here to Los Angeles, High School of Recording Arts. You can talk with David PCL, he'll tell you, it was this young man that said, let me bring the school here. His name is very cool. Show him what you do. I'm the one to choose the microphone. It's tool, y'all. Once again, my name is Sir Love One. This is the Living World Tour. Follow Ambassador Andrew Williams at
On Twitter is A.WilliamsJR. And on Facebook, you can find me at Ambassador Andrew Williams Jr. But this is streaming right now to my normal Facebook page, and that's Andrew Williams Jr.
Who's that up at the corner?
I'm not sure who's that at the corner. It looks as though Seed Time.
Oh yeah, that was Karla.
Oh, Karla, okay. All right.
Seed Time, that's Karla Napper here, correct? Seed Time?
She's muted.
Oh, okay. Here comes my brother.
Yeah, that's correct.
No.
That's correct.
No. KPI is Karla Napper. Seed Time is someone else.
Okay. Karla Napper is
Seed time is SETA. Seed time is SETA. Bernard. Bernard.
If we get Deborah Pearson in. All right, for the next time.
Yeah, I asked. I got feedback from.
She's here on the West Coast right now. She's walked all the way from Delaware all the way out here to the West Coast. And last time I talked to her, she was in Orange County, and she'll be walking into the Los Angeles, Santa Monica, Venice area on Tuesday. Hopefully students right here from Free LA are going to join her as she continues to draw attention to climate climax with her walk across the earth. As we wrap up the Living Well tour, it's only fitting you get the art and excellence of Brother Larry Cool.
Oh yeah, we got internet right there.
But if you want to try one of these,
y'all use somebody else.
Or if you want to use mine for the internet and
play something pretty, play it out.
Sorry, one time.
What's Black? You not here today?
Hey, I asked him to come. He said he was coming, but he hasn't made it. Get it up. Should be here.
Really just click.
Check it out one time. It's the LERRPO. Check it. Yo. Check. Yo. This the antidote that Maryland Master heavy metal. I'm packing two, I'm packing cruise one. Attacking dudes, natural jewels in the back schools, walking the vicious avenues. I've been abused, I'll trust anyone, I never refuse to shoot on snitch fashion. Packing the gadget, I feel like Aladdin. If I lose, I still let you have. I created a religion for madness, lay out the pages for others, yo. You click your own mask, I got the feels of happiness. Don't trash, I knock the trash out your basket. Sometimes I just like to party with Sean, used to sip and party. Did she end up pregnant after we ever sorry? I'm tardy, I got my walls in the National Guard and Army. I got these arms, army, you can't disarm me. I'm dictator, you're Roman mask, opposite back, I'm just sitting niggas like kamikazes. I disrupt your circuit, no posse, you even suck a dead poly. Bootstrap you like an oxy, I'm headed to the top, you can't top me. Niggas acting like they ballin' with their outfits from the swap, let me switch the floor. One day I know that I'm a bug, niggas walking around talking and acting like they know us. Where were you when me, Ninja KT was walking on the corners, me and JP had the floor, hustling, punching marijuana, yeah, nigga. But you don't know about the days. The sweet nights we had me in the back, catching fades that kept us humble and prepared to fight for future days. A lot of niggas be faded, crying, and other artists just for fame. That never was me. My clique get it straight from the streets. 10 toes on my feet, suffocating thoughts. Grinding for cheese, they studying me. They try to get it young and to freeze, but I never stop grinding till I motherfucking breathe. From the cell of a seed until the day I'm deceased. It doesn't matter what happens in this realm, and I'ma represent me. And that's real, like dealing with women that's trying to build me on a date. I ain't gonna run no broke, so she got the bill. Sometimes I'm depicted as a nigga, but I represent my blackness. My mind floors with thoughts to see the picture. I might paint a canvas. I'm a guy like Alice, no Alexander. I toss the salad of the baddest. Broke my heart, man, I'm a savage. I just made a cycle with sadness. I thought I was enough. So she's got to have it. I was a tree by playing with her villains. Faded a habit, my lyrics system increasing. I stay in line, I ain't skip the beat. I rap since 15 to 16, and nothing I can rap that easily. I'm so hungry for the shit that haters rap because they seeing me. You'll get up off your ass and chase the dreams and shit they make believe. You gotta grind harder and harder for that vision you want to see. That's words of encouragement for anybody that ever doubted me. You don't know.
Very good, one more before we head out. This is a little world tour again, like we said, it's about expression. We know expressing ourselves heals. Being in community heals is all about healing with the Living World Tour. Because we get filled up with love and life, we can overflow that to the people around us. We so thankful for the art. This is excited like that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. One more for Larry Crew right here. The Living World Tour. Chuco. 7625 Central.
Nations with a nation. Race one, civilization, and divide race stands in our conversation. Check it out, I'm vibrating in a higher capacity. I used to be all dramatically. Meditation released my essence in this new reality. After going to war with myself, I had to battle me. The pair of demons I gained over the years that lost some casualties. Financially, I'm not stable, forget the cable. I'd rather be a nation flipping tables against some gimmicks, which I'm able to expose fictitious fairies that's out here telling fables. It's a teaching how they succeed. All right, check it out. All right, I'm melanated and educated. The other people they hate, I ain't racist. I'm awakened to all these damn chains that have us locked up. Chained up, degraded us, shaping us into something we're not. You can even feel the pain in us. I'm not a Christian. I never was into Eurocentric religion or fictional studies. They implemented it from our beginnings. They put religious problems out, confuse the people and cause division. That's ancient war tactics. It's nothing new. It's nothing different. It's time to rebuild. I'm giving you lyrical skills. My third eye chakra.
Yes, indeed, y'all. That's the Living World Tour. Politically speak, the Rapid like Detroit, this is passage, right about the 555, breathing dragons, attack on many things, where the angel wills, blue divine sees the peak is Jupiter. Musical looks, salute our mentors, the little size of temples, the living breath pressed to our eyes, wise on inspires your youth from Polynesia, Indonesia, shines still like 77 skies. Slick like a piranha, stay black as God. Our lyric was unpredictable like the weather that Ebenezer level properly passed. Unconditional love is at last here in our hearts. Let's do it. Always start to spark of a new energy. Yes, y'all. Spark Living Laboratories. Big up Richard Nelson, all of our co-commissioners. What percentage right here? Yes, indeed. Where the sound goes, runners is in the building. Yes, indeed. I brought a jacket from this artist last night. One of the piece kind. You want to say a little something about art and International Women's Day? Yeah, see you coming in. You just wrapping up, brother.
Speaking of International Women, I got
this
a
way
history of blessings and love. My name is Brunson. I go by Sambo. Art is a way that we express ourselves to many. Kings use scribes as they walked through places. When they went somewhere and something happened, they used the scribe or the artist to depict a picture of what was going on so that the rest of the people could understand what was going on. And I think that art transcends just like music. And this jacket actually that I just made, it says the Benin Empire. And what a lot of people don't know about is the Benin Empire. And it's an African empire that predates most all modern civilizations, and they were doing iron casts thousands of years before even the things that they have in the museum of the primitive things. And so Sheba actually was one of the queens of Benin, and she was a very, very important part of history. Not only did she go into battle with her son, which was against African tradition, you were supposed to actually like kind of kill your parent and take the throne. But her son, he had such a bond to his mother that he had her to dress up in warrior's clothing, and she went to war with them and won the war. I'm turning my back because I kind of depicted her as a sister that kind of reminds me of my mama, you know what I mean? So
it's one of those things that is very important to art, culture, and our history. So but respect to you guys for throwing this event, all the beautiful art. This is incredible stuff. Man. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, brother.
Oh, yeah, you got the mic. Mike.
Yes, indeed. We represent the art, and the art that's on the wall, and like we said, our brother from the Remote Park, Baldwin Village, you can find him at M-I, so I go slow? MIKULASCH.net, MickWash.net, Daniel McWash. And proceeds of what is purchased here, 25% of that proceeds will go to Youth Justice Coalition. So if you want to support the work that young people are doing here, the work that you want to get done here, please consider going to MickWash.net and purchasing one of the larger prints here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're so excited that Willis came into the building. I didn't get to see him play and hear the music, but the artwork is incredible. I look forward to him also being featured in this Chuco's gallery. We like to call it the Art Life Live space whenever I'm bringing one of my artists up. So that's what it is. Once again, we thank you, co-commissioners from all around the country. Thank you, and around the world. Monica Best, Rita, Wesley, everyone, male and female, that is considering investing time and energy into the Spark Living Laboratories and AHIABGA. Put one in your backyard, help your church get one. Make sure your community has a source to emergency preparedness, solutions to food deserts, and climate climax care. I don't know what else to say. My name is Sir Love One. It's past 7 o'clock. Thank you so much for spending 2 hours with us on this International Women's Day. Peace and love.